Clint, great start to the summer for you personally and the team.
Yeah, there's been a lot of we copped a lot of stick over the first week, leading up into the first one-day game, and the boys were fantastic last night. Starting with Phil Hughes opening batting and scoring 100 on debut, couldn't have set us up any better for the first win.
4 poles yourself.
Yeah, you got a couple of lucky ones, which is good. Brad Adam was excellent behind the stumps and took a great catch. So I think it was just a great all-round performance in the field, and also what was talked about with Hughes with the bat, but George Bailey and David Hussey chipped in nicely as well.
Was it the perfect performance, you think?
It was never a perfect performance, but I think it's as close as we've been for a long time. I think all facets of the game we played very nicely, and especially our fielding was top draw. So we've got another game tomorrow to hopefully continue the form we've got and really sort of set up the series in a 2-0 lead.
You mentioned the stick that's been flying around about selection. Is that something you mentioned before the game? Did you really all have a point to prove?
No, not really, because I think everyone that sort of got picked in this team deserves to be in this team. Some of the batters coming in that playing their first game have done brilliantly well in domestic cricket, and that's the stomping ground for international cricket. So I think everyone deserves it, and not as we've talked about in the past, not everyone can play every game of cricket for Australia. The schedule these days is just too busy. So everyone deserved a chance and put their hand up yesterday, and yeah, like we said, we got off the series off to a great start.
Was it important though to prove that everyone did deserve that opportunity?
I don't think we need to prove anything. Everyone's sort of done well, and domestic competition deserves their spot. That's what we thought, and we thought we're putting a very good cricket team out in the park, and I'm sure we showed that last night.
Was it even, I guess, a bit more exciting the fact that guys like Hughes and Bailey, who haven't been in this side much before, were the ones who really stood up?
Oh yeah, of course, they played beautifully, especially making 100 on debut, first Australian player to do that. So that's a great achievement in itself. And George Bailey, captain for the first time, that came out and made 80 quicker than a run of ball, was fantastic and set up our innings beautifully. And then for David Hussey to finish off as David Hussey does best, and it was just a very sort of well-rounded performance with the bat.
How do you rate Phil Hughes' mental toughness, considering where he was at 2 years ago, the end of that New Zealand series, where people were almost making fun of him, and where he's come back?
Yeah, he's definitely showed a lot of character to sort of probably first of all admit that his probably technique wasn't as good as it could have been, and he's gone away and worked unbelievably hard on it, and it's showing results. He had a great sort of test series as well against Sri Lanka, and then to come out and start his one-day career like the way he did was unbelievable, and you can't sort of give him enough credit for what he's gone on and done and changed his whole game around.
Forgive my ignorance, but have you bowled to him in competition this summer?
Not this summer, I haven't, no. But speaking to a couple of other boys that have, he's definitely, and even the nets, you've seen he's very hard to bowl to at the moment. He's got all the sort of shots ticked off now, and I don't think there's a weakness in his batting at the minute.
Mitchell Stark, big blow, mate.
Yeah, it is. But also got some guys that come in, have been doing quite well in domestic cricket as well, to come and fill in his role. And I'm sure there's a big group around cricket in Australia at the moment that anyone, when they get the opportunity, can come in and take their spot. Like we saw that in the first game, so I'm sure it's going to be no different tomorrow.
How serious is he, mate?
No, it's not serious at all, I don't think. I think he'll be right for the third game, and it's just more precautionary things. Had a big summer so far, and he's got a big 12 months ahead of him, and he's going to be one of the superstars of Australian cricket, so it's best we look after him now.
You've kind of been the constant in the one-day attack for a while, apart from when you had a hamstring injury recently. Are you starting to feel like almost a senior guy in the group, given that others are sort of coming and going so much?
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever sort of count myself as a senior sort of guy. I'm just there to do my role each game, and I know if I can do my role properly, it helps the team for winning games of cricket, and that's what we're all there about. And I don't think everyone sort of talks about seniority and that sort of stuff. We're all equal, we're all one, and we're all willing to work for each other to get the job done. And I don't think that sort of come across any better as it did last night, and the way we sort of went about our cricket and to set up the series was fantastic.
Be nice if Patriots carried over from one match to the next.
Yeah, it always would be nice, but at the end of the day we won the game of cricket, and that's what we're there to do, and all your personal sort of stuff comes after that. But everyone knows if you just do your own job and the job that the team needs you to do, that we're going to win games of cricket, and that's what we're all about.
Kane Richardson's the guy on standby for Mitch. You've probably seen a bit of him in the Big Bash at least. Is he ready to make the next step?
Oh, he's bowled beautifully in the Big Bash, and we keep talking about domestic cricket. That's a stepping stone to international cricket, and what he's done, especially in this Big Bash series, has been fantastic. He's probably the informed bowler, him with Lasith Malinga. He bowls good pace, good areas, swings it, and bowls very good at the death. So you can't ask for much more. So hopefully if he gets his opportunity tomorrow, he's ready to go, and I'm sure he'll do a great job.
What are you expecting from the Sri Lankans? A bit of a bounce back from last night? Or?
Yeah, we've seen this before. They're definitely a team that's willing to fight. They've got some very talented players, and starts from the top with Jay Wardner. So yeah, they're definitely going to be fighting back for tomorrow. And we're going to have to be at our best once again to make sure we go 2-0 up in the series. But we're going to make sure we do everything we can to make sure the result stays the same as last night.
Does Jay Wardner look a bit tentative to you at the moment? Caught in slips last night. It just seems to sort of not really be going all that hard.
Oh, no, I'm not so sure. He's one of the game's greats, and yeah, sometimes he gets stuck on the crease at times, but I'm sure he's ready to bounce back, and he's a very dangerous player. So we can't sort of rest in our laurels that we've got him out once. We need to get him out another 4 times in this series, and getting his wicket early goes a long way to winning the contest. So we're doing everything we can. We've done all the planning over the last few days, and we'll plan again this afternoon and tomorrow for him because yeah, he's the captain of their side and probably the best player.